Awaken Creators, and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to tell you why you should make a regular habit of destroying your art and what the practice of destroying your art can do for you as a creative. It is a truly liberating experience and a shift that I think will serve you well throughout your journey. So if that sounds like something you would be absolutely terrified to do, stay tuned and watch this video. First of all, if you are new, I am Amanda and welcome to Awaken Creators. I recently presented a piece of mine at a public art show. This art show called Art in the Park was all about mental health awareness. I had 2 months to work on this 4-foot by 6-foot canvas. It was the biggest canvas I'd ever done. It was a project that was near and dear to my heart, really gave me an opportunity to channel all the feelings from my past journey and battle with depression and anxiety and suicide all into this painting, and really showcase and share my story and my personal journey with the world. So needless to say, I put a lot of time and a lot of devotion into this piece. Fast forward to day 2 of the art show. I'm excited, I'm making new friends, people are enjoying the work, everything's going swimmingly. Well, Mother Nature had different plans for the event, as it was located at the top of a hill at a park along the bluffs, and the wind just started blowing really hard gusts across the bluffs, knocking over multiple canvases. So my partner and I, we go to check on my canvas, which is located at the other end of the park path where we weren't, and as we approach, I can already see from a distance that my canvas is flipped over backwards. Oh no, I'm thinking, but maybe it's not so bad. I get closer and I realize my canvas, I didn't even know how it got this way. It like twisted behind the easel that it was on, fell on a cinder block that just happens to be sitting nearby the location that it was. And the corner of the cinder block sliced through the canvas and just ruined it. At least ruined that corner of it. Needless to say, I was devastated. It was like 90 degrees. I was hot. I was exhausted. It was the second day of the show. I'd already been at the park for like 8 hours. I was ready to go. And now my piece is sitting here destroyed. My first instinct was to take my anger out on my partner. And fortunately, our relationship is in a place now where when he recognizes that I'm doing this, he isn't afraid to show me what I'm doing. And so thank you to my beloved partner for being a perfect mirror for me and checking me on my projection. So I recognized that I was projecting my anger onto him, and I pulled back and really just kind of went within. I knew that I was upset, but instead of taking it out on other people, my second go-to strategy was to try and stuff it down. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I'm sure we've all been there where you just try to accept that something has happened, even though you're not really accepting that it happened, you're pretending that you're okay with it. So I tried that. That was strategy number 2, and that definitely was not working either. But for the time being, it gave me enough space to let other energies in. So I said, just leave it. We'll deal with it later, because we had all of our things. We were trying to take our stuff back to the car. So I'm like, just leave it. For now, I cannot deal with this right now. Let's just unload all of this stuff in the car first. So as we're walking towards the car, we're talking about what has happened, and I'm allowing myself to let off steam, and I'm allowing myself to just kind of be upset for a little while, right? I'm letting my feelings of anger and disappointment be valid. That's really important too. So as I'm doing this, I'm starting to recognize the ridiculousness of this idea that I could somehow possess or be in control of my art. And I say ridiculousness because the concept of control and like trying to maintain something in its state, or maintain, say, the perspective of an art piece exactly how you want to, is pretty futile. And as we were putting stuff in the car and just digesting what had all happened, my partner said something very significant to me that I want to share with you that really shifted me. And he said that it never really belonged to you anyways. And while at the surface he might have meant that the canvas itself was never going to be mine, right? I created it for this event. It was going to be donated. I knew that I was never going to possess it. But in reality, there's still attachment there for me as an artist, because the concept of the piece I wanted to preserve in its perfection, right? I wanted it to stay the way I created it, and I didn't want, anything to mess it up. But it never really belonged to me anyways, meaning the creation itself, the final product of what I created, doesn't belong to me. It isn't something that I can possess. The way that people perceive my work, the way that they look at it and take it in through their filters and their experience, none of that is under my control. And I cannot possess that energy flow. I also had to detach my own self-worth from the piece itself, right? So yes, the piece was damaged. However, that doesn't have to reflect any damage to my inner value or my worth as an artist, or how I get to, present myself to the outer world. Now, this concept can be really challenging for a lot of creatives, and I've seen it in some of my dear friends and heard it from them, that the idea of like letting their work go, letting their art be seen, letting their writing be critiqued, letting someone buy a piece or perceive a work of theirs in the way that it wasn't intended, can cause a lot of fear and anxiety and make us retract, so much so that not only are we not destroying our art or letting anyone else destroy it, we're not even allowing it to come through. We're not even allowing it to be seen. We're not even allowing it to be shared with the world. And here's the thing, again, it doesn't belong to you. The finished product is not the point. We talk about this a lot in Awakened Creators. The point of creating it is to have created it, to have moved through the process of creating the piece. That is the gift. That was the prize. That being with your work, allowing it to flow through you. Those 2 months I spent on this piece, healing myself, allowing this sad story of my life to be transmuted into something that could serve other people. the act of creating it, that was the gift, and that belongs to me. That is what I get to possess. That process, that alchemy, that transformation is mine forever. But the physical piece, the physical representation, the screen upon which my vision is projected doesn't belong to me. It's shared with the world. And the world is now given the gift and the opportunity to view the energy put into this piece through their filters, through their perspectives, apply it to their journeys, and receive and intake whatever lessons, whatever knowledge and wisdom is necessary for their personal journey. And that belongs to them. But the actual piece itself, the art, the painting, the story, the book, the film, none of those things belong to you. You may have participated in them. You may have created them. You may have sweated and cried and toiled and gone through this whole experience in birthing this thing. But this thing, its end result, does not belong to you. And it's a beauty to behold that something can move through us, be created through us, and yet carry on life of its own beyond us. So I want you to sit with that this week. I want you to really get comfortable with this idea. And I have some homework for you, but let me just tell you this one quick story. This is something that I learned in my travels. So my partner and I were traveling through Peru, and one of the stops we made was Lima. And there's a temple in Lima right there in the middle of the city. This cosmopolitan city, there's this temple that they have preserved. Now, from the outside perspective looking in, it's kind of like mounds of dirt, right? It doesn't look like, it's not like a shiny temple or whatever, but it's like the foundations of former temple. So we go, we pay for the temple tour, and we're enjoying ourselves, and the tour guide's telling us about all the different zones of the temple where they would do things. And my ears perked up when he was talking about this zone for the artisans. And he showed us this elaborate, I think it might have been a recreation of an elaborate piece of pottery. I mean, this big giant bowl with all these intricate designs all around it. This beautiful piece of pottery. And I'm in awe of this pottery and thinking, oh my God, this must have taken months and months and months of work. Multiple artisans most likely working on this piece, investing their time and energy and devotion into this piece. And then after he shows us the pottery, he shows us the pit. And we look down in this shallow pit, and I'm thinking, why is there a pit? And then he proceeds to tell us that after the pottery would be created by these artisans and all this time and energy devoted into it, they would ceremoniously take this pot and smash it to bits in this pit. They would drop it into this pit to be broken into a million pieces. And I thought, oh my gosh, how could they do that? All that work, all that time, all that energy. Oh my gosh. And they just destroy it. What are they thinking, you know? Now I know. And if you've watched the video this far now, you know why those ancient peoples destroyed it afterwards. They were practicing surrender. They were practicing letting go. They were practicing accepting the gift that creating the thing provided without getting possessive of the thing itself. Deeply, deeply spiritual in its wisdom. Can you feel it? I feel it. Ugh, I get chills just thinking about it. Such wisdom, and thank you. So I have some homework for you. I would like you this week to find a creation of yours that you have devoted some time and energy into. And I understand this is really difficult, so I'm gonna let you play it kind of safe, right? It doesn't have to be like your most prized possession, but I want you to find a work that you actually like, right? So not the one that you think's like, oh, it was crappy anyways, but the one you actually kind of like. And I want you to destroy it. And by destroy your art, I mean it's in a couple of different ways. You could give it to someone, meaning completely let it go. Donate it to someone. Give it to a friend. Let them have it. You could actually destroy your art, meaning you burn the manuscript. You trash the canvas, okay? Destroy your art in some kind of way. So let it go, destroy it. Or if you, this even might be enough for you. The third one would be to let other people see it or critique it, okay? So let other people destroy your art. Let other people destroy what you feel like is so great and wonderful. Let them have at it and practice breathing through that moment. Remember, I talked about the emotions that came up for me, the rage, the anger. Don't project it on other people. Pull it back, okay? Don't stuff it down. The feelings that come up, let them rise. Give yourself some space. Maybe go for a walk. Talk it out with a friend. How is it making you feel? Journal about it. What is it bringing up for you? And then when you're ready, I am grateful for having created this thing, and I accept that it never belonged to me anyway. And give thanks. Give thanks for having the opportunity. We say this in the Awakened Creators Invocation at the very end. If you're not saying the invocation, I'm going to link to it right here, but you should be saying the invocation when you create. Before, you can say it during, you can say it after. We say, and we are thankful for having the opportunity to breathe new life into this world and to stand in our power as an awakened creator now and forevermore. I love you, and so it is. Let me know in the comments below, what did you destroy and how did you destroy it? How did you feel as you were going through this process, and this is the most important, what did you learn? Share it with your fellow awakened creators in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you about this. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like this video if you feel like it serves you. And be sure to share it with a creatively minded friend that you think could benefit from the message as well. Namaste.